everybody, and welcome back to Spirituality with Gabriella. So today we're doing a pick a card reading about your manifestations. So if you're curious where your manifestations are right now, and also if you want a little bit more clarity on what you should be manifesting, this will be a great video for you. Before I get started, I just want to say a huge thank you for all of the love and support. If you haven't noticed, I've been posting a lot more videos about yoga, meditation, Reiki, shamanic journeying, manifestation, and really just wanting to be like a spiritual Swiss Army knife or a spiritual warehouse for all of you. So please check out those other videos if you haven't already. I really appreciate all of the support and all of the gratitude that you show me every day. So without further ado, I'm going to introduce the 4 piles that we are working with today. Over here, we have pile 1 with the rainbow pyrite. Here we have pile 2 with the apatite. Here we have pile 3 with the malachite. And here we have pile 4 with the pyrite. So if you picked a pyrite, don't get confused. We have pile 1 with the rainbow pyrite and pile 4 with the normal pyrite. So just make sure that you tune into that. All right, my dears. So take all the time you need to select your pile. And once you've got that, you can fast forward using the timestamps below to get your reading, and we will find out more about what you're manifesting and where your manifestation is right now. Thank you so much. All right, pile 1, welcome to your reading. So let's see what your first card is. You got the Page of Wands. Beautiful. So let's pull a couple more cards and figure out more about what you are manifesting and where your manifestations are right now. Also, just any advice for you during this time. I'll tell you more about the cards in just a second. Just in flow here, so you just got perspective, divine love, and intuition. All right, my loves, so let's get started. So you got the Page of Wands, Ace of Cups, 8 of Swords, the Tower, 5 of Swords, and then you got perspective, divine love, and intuition. So when I was tapping in here, the first thing that I heard is relationships. I feel like a lot of you are manifesting a community, a family life, and also romantic relationships that are more aligned to your soul. What I'm getting is that there are people around you who don't really understand you as much as you want to be understood. And I'm finding that these people are a little bit abrasive. Like when I tap into their energy, they would be people that have my best intentions at heart and they think that they're doing me well. However, they might be very pushy, they might be very demanding or disciplined. This would especially show up in like a father figure or a controlling mother figure. And this would be something that would be coming through about family, like people that are very close to you. And I think that that's what's coming through here with this like 8 of Swords, the Tower, 5 of Swords. So obviously you're not manifesting these kind of denser energies here, but what I'm getting is that is a little bit how you're feeling, and what you are wanting to manifest is the opposite. You're wanting to manifest a lot of abundance in your relationships. You're wanting to manifest this energy of flow and emotionality and people who really can just get you. What I'm hearing is you want relationships where you just click. And to me, it feels like you're actually doing a good job trying to put yourself out there, trying to make these connections. I see very many of you online, like you might be trying to reach out to people who are in a spiritual group or community. Some of you are also content creators, is something I'm hearing. Like you might have an Instagram, a TikTok, something like that. And you're wanting to bring other content creators into your life. And so I see you using the internet as a way to speed up your manifestation. And the only downside to that, of course, is that a lot of the people you're going to be meeting are going to be in different states or territories. But when we have the Page of Wands here, just so I address all of the cards, in this energy, what I'm seeing is it's like this little cheetah, and it's still a small cheetah, but it knows that one day it's going to run. And that's exactly how you are. And this is very much the same with this rose. This rose has unfolded, but it still has a little bit more unfolding to do. And so I feel like during this time in your life, you have your eyes on the prize. You know what you want. I'm also hearing that some of you want to do something with your profession or career that's like very different from what your family wants of you. Like, for example, you might have grown up in quite a corporate household, or your father might be like a really good businessman, and you might want to be like a content creator. That's just an example, but I'm just hearing that there's like a little bit of a lack of alignment sometimes with what you want and what your family wants of you. But I'm seeing that your eyes are set on the prize and you're not going to give up. And a lot of you actually have an energy of fame around you, but this would be a little bit later in life. So know that if you continue on this path, and if you really continue in growing your mission and just showing up for your purpose every single day, you are going to be very successful. Like I said, this cheetah is small right now, but you know, cheetahs can run extremely fast, and this flower as well is going to unfold. And I'm also hearing Mars energy. So the planet Mars seems to be working with you right now and seems to be pushing you along. Like, I find that even though you might be shy on the surface, your internal fire is very determined, and Mars is the planet of action. It's the planet of being pragmatic, of pushing, and it really does carry that determined energy with it. And I just feel like all of that is going to be rising to the surface the more that you undergo this spiritual journey and the more you dedicate time and space to yourself. So it's interesting because the relationships in your life and your purpose in life are actually very much intertwined. And so it can be frustrating or hard for you when at times it feels like you're stuck or stagnant, or when it feels like you're kind of being kept here. And I just want to show you this Eight of Swords card, because if you look at this kitten is absolutely adorable, but tune into the difference in the energies between this cheetah and this kitten. One is powerful and is going to grow into her power. The other one is like a little bit timid, and you can even see how timid this kitten looks in this picture. One thing I want you to know though is whenever we see the Eight of Swords, we are not truly stuck. This is an illusion. The illusions of the mind can really hamper us sometimes and can dampen our nature. And so one thing I want you to be very aware of is that oftentimes, even if we think that other people are judging us in life, it's a story that we've created for ourselves. I myself have had things like this in the past. Like, for example, before I was leaving my corporate job, I was like, oh my gosh, everyone's going to judge me. My family really wants me to stay in the corporate world. And once I spoke my truth to them and I told them like my mission is elsewhere, they actually totally got it and it was fine. And so I'm just hearing that, you know, a lot of this is actually self-imposed. And yes, your parents do have very high standards. That's true. Or at least I'm getting one in particular has extremely high standards. That's true. That's never going to change. However, you are going to prove throughout your lifetime that your mission and your purpose is not in the same things that they have done. And you are going to manifest a lot of wealth and a lot of an audience for some of you as well. And you are already a very high performer. Your spirit guides want you to know, like, you are working super hard. If you're still in school, which some of you are, I can see that in your grades. I see that in your effort. Like, you know how to dedicate yourself to something, and you also know how to push yourself when needed. So obviously don't do that all the time, but push yourself when you need to pull those levers, so to speak, and when you really need to crank something out. And I'm just seeing that you will be very successful. Okay, so for some of you, what is coming up when I'm pulling this Tower card here is I'm seeing that there are some arguments sometimes. Like, for some of us, I keep getting pulled to the home. It's like the family life is not as harmonic as we want. Perhaps our parents are fighting. Perhaps you're fighting with your brothers, things like that. I'm just hearing it can get very heated. And I also think there's a part of you that is very fiery and that makes you more stubborn. And the good thing about this, even though it seems negative right now, is it's actually going to help you on your mission to really become who you want to be. And that's because you're going to have this almost stubborn nature where you're just like, you know what, everybody, I don't really care at the end of the day what you want me to do. I'm going to do what feels right in my heart. And your spirit guides are saying, like, yes, it's a careful balance. You're going to have to be a little bit diplomatic at times. The Five of Swords card here is actually really interesting because all of these swords are like being put in a line. And so they're saying, like, line your ducks up, make sure that you know what you want to do. And you don't need to be stubborn all the time, but sometimes your stubborn nature and your determined nature is really actually going to help you and stand you in good stead. So they're just saying, like, pull that out when you need it. Think of it as like a tool in your toolkit that you can use once in a while. And the funny thing about this whole reading is that when I'm tapping into your energy, I'm seeing that a lot of you are actually very reserved and shy and quiet on the surface. But when I'm talking about your stubbornness, I'm talking about something that's like deep inside of you. It's like this deep guttural determination and longing that you have had your entire life, and you are going to harness it, and this is going to become your personal power. So some work I advise you to do spiritually is transmuting any energies of anger and that stubborn nature into power. And I would really advise doing like anger release exercises, because I think that this whole situation you've been dealing with has kind of made you angry. Even though you don't know it, you might feel like your boundaries are being crossed sometimes, and you might get like really annoyed when your parents ask you to do something. That's something that's coming through as well. So I just feel like transmuting that anger and really like channeling that energy into more of a powerful energy where you're really clear on your purpose and your mission is going to help a lot. So perspective, yes, that is going to be the advice here. As you go throughout this journey, you really do have to keep everything in perspective. A lot of you are younger in life is what I'm hearing. We also got number 22, which is a master number. So keep perspective. Know that when people are trying to put these responsibilities on you or these expectations, they're actually trying to do that because they love you. They have like unconditional love for you, and they're really trying to help you in this journey. However, I don't think that they understand that at times their help is a little bit misplaced. So just know that it is going to be important to keep perspective and to know that deep down there's a lot of unconditional love there. I'm also just hearing that at times, like, some of your friendships are going to fall away, like friendships from the past, ones that are not so much in alignment spiritually. And your spirit guides want you to know that's okay. And there might be like a weird limbo period that you go through where it just feels like, who are my people? Like, I just don't know. But your spirit guides want you to know that during that time, you're actually cleansing your energy. And it's really important for you to have more of that like hermit alone time, so to speak. So be okay with that. If it happens, it's actually a good thing. And I do see a lot of people coming in for you, first online, later in person, in terms of like building out your community, and that's really going to help you. At the end of the day, this entire mission and manifestation is about divine love. It relies on love. It's love for your passions. It is love for just how dedicated you are. And then also realizing that when other things are not in alignment, it's fine for them to fall away, but you can also acknowledge that those people and things like love you as well. So I really encourage you to accept love from all different forms, and then you choose what you decide to keep close. So I always describe it with people, like, think of it as rungs. So there's like your inner circle, there's a circle outside of that, outside of that, outside of that. And like all of these circles and people might really love you, but you might decide to only hold a couple of them really close to center. And that's completely your decision. Your journey is very much guided by your intuition. So I'm seeing that you are not going to do career-wise what your family expects of you today. It's going to change, or perhaps you've already stepped out of that mold. I'm seeing that very clearly. I'm also seeing that you're going to be growing friendships that are really soul fulfilling, and they're going to be coming in for you. And if you are feeling kind of lost or hopeless, just know that that's there. That is coming in for you, but your spirit guides want you to cleanse your energy field first. And I would see this happening within like 4 to 6 months. So just know there might be some times that might feel a little bit lonely, but your spirit guides are really helping you get everything in alignment. And you're going to use your intuition to make sure that this time it's like the friends that will be able to carry you and support you into your destiny. So I hope that this reading helped you. If you liked it, please give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, share it if you feel so inclined. I will be publishing some manifestation meditations, and I really advise you to check out really all of my content on manifestation. I think it's going to support you a lot. It's really important to understand the power of choice and where you are focusing your energy, and I think that's going to help you. So please check those out. I'm going to send you off with so much love and support. Thank you so much for watching, and I love you. Bye. All right, pile 2, welcome to your reading. So let's see what you got for your first card. You got the Fool. That is beautiful. Okay, so I'm going to be using the She Lion deck. Or I'm sorry, it's called the She Wolf Tarot. Lions are on my brain with this Lionsgate portal. It's what I'm filming in real time. So we have the Fool, the Knight of Pentacles, Mercury, the Page of Wands, Temperance. Okay, and let's see what else is coming through for you. The King of Wands. Four of Pentacles. Your spirit guides just keep telling me to pull cards, so this might take us a second. Okay, let's get some advice. Adaptability. Intention. Conviction. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so this is what I'm hearing. I am hearing that many of you have recently come alive to your purpose. You understand what it is you're meant to do in the world. I am getting major spiritual vibes from many of you watching this reading, meaning that that might actually play out in your career. For example, you might be a tarot reader, you might be a channeler, a medium, a Reiki master, a healer, a yoga teacher, Pilates teacher, something like that. Even if you're not that, I'm getting like a very intuitive vibe. So you would be somebody who would be an empath, you would be quite emotional at times, you're very sensitive, you probably love animals, love nature. I'm picking up all of that from your energy. And the thing that I'm really excited about for you is I see that you have so much more alignment than you used to. Like if I were to go back 3 months or 3 years, those are the timelines your spirit guides are giving me, there was like a lack of clarity around that time. For some of you, it's months. For others, it's years. And during that time, you have become so clear on what you are meant to do in this world. And so we can call it career, but I actually prefer to call it purpose for the sake of this reading, because this is your purpose. This is how you show up. This is your soul alignment. And what I'm hearing when I'm seeing the Fool here is you just have this sense of peace that you didn't have before, because now it's like something clicked for you. Like you understand, oh yes, that's what I'm meant to do. Okay, this is who I really am. And I almost have this sense that some of you were searching for this for a long, long, long time. I also just have to mention, I'm seeing people writing like in a journal, and I see you writing really, really fast. So you might have figured this out through a lot of journaling, through a lot of spiritual exercises and modalities. And some of you might also be writers and want to carry that forward. And that could also be a very large part of your purpose. Okay, so that's all excellent. And I'm really excited about that. I'm really excited that you are so clear on your purpose in this lifetime. And your spirit guides want you to know this is representing a whole new beginning for you. Now, let's get to the meat of the reading. And it's funny because I'm hearing Saturn, and I don't see Saturn here in these cards, but Saturn is an energy that is very slow moving, and it's kind of like a reality check, meaning that we might be so clear on our purpose, but it might take us some time to really like bring that to the forefront and make it truly work for us. Meaning that this can manifest in a lot of different ways. Like, let's say you're working a corporate job, but you really want to do your spiritual work, or I don't know, you really want to live somewhere else. All of those things can be symbolized by Saturn. And I'm hearing that Saturn is like kind of hanging around you. So even if you haven't checked out your astrological chart, I wouldn't be surprised if that's a predominant energy in your field right now. So we have the Knight of Pentacles and Mercury. I'm getting a two-pronged message here. The first thing is that it's going to take a little bit of building to make this work. And I do want you to know you are going to be successful. I actually see major wealth in your future, and I think a lot of you are going to manifest money. So you're going to do dedicated, focused work around wealth creation and manifesting money. You might hire a coach, you might take a course, you might just watch tons of videos on YouTube. I see you using your intuitive nature and your spirituality in order to bring abundance to you. So I want you to know that's in your future. And in order to get there, I also see you really having to lay a strong foundation. So I'm getting some of you are doing retail stores. So for example, there's like a lot of stuff involved in that. Like you have to set up your storefront, you have to rent the space, you have to set up the tax rates, you have to get the products, you have to set up shipping or whatever it is, you know? And so what I'm saying is the journey that you've chosen is not the easiest journey. And it doesn't matter because I can see that you don't care. You want to do it. It's your purpose. It's going to be amazing. I see it's going to work excellently, but I do see it requires building a very strong foundation. And it's a foundation that is going to develop over years. So I do see you being successful. And I want you to know I see success for you in the short term, but the real success, like when the world is seeing who you are and the money is flowing in, I see like a little bit further out in the long term. And to me, that's great. Like that just means that that's like the natural unfolding of life. And I just want you to be very encouraged to continue on this path. Your spirit guides are showing Mercury because Mercury is a card of intellectualism and innovation. And when we see Mercury, this is about the power of your thinking mind. And so I want you to know, first of all, you're a very powerful manifester. You are going to be able to manifest a very successful business if that's what you choose. And I see you using the power of your thoughts. And honestly, it's like you are rewiring your brain to think in a positive, spiritual, expansive way. And the biggest advice that I can give you at this current moment in time is focus more on rewiring your thoughts than getting caught up in all of the things that are happening in our 3D world. Like I see that some of you are getting frustrated because you're like, oh, I hate my corporate job. I want to get out of it. That's just an example. But instead of putting your energy towards frustration, I'm seeing like do brain training, like really train your brain to manifest your power of thought, because the more you focus on your mission, the more you focus on what it is that you're meant to do, the quicker it's going to happen for you. And the more you believe it, the faster it's going to be as well. So I'm just seeing like that's really, really important. And I would consider you to be an entrepreneur as well. When we see the Page of Wands, this is somebody who's stepping into an entrepreneurial journey. So really this whole reading is representing an entirely new chapter of your life that many of you have discovered in like the last 2 months or so. Some of you have known for years, but many of you, it's actually quite recent. And it is okay if not everything in the 3D is moving as fast as it is for you in the 5D. What I mean by that is in your 5D world, you're like, I am a successful spiritual entrepreneur and coach. But in your 3D world, it's like you're still having to show up for your corporate job every day. Your spirit guides are saying that's okay. That's totally okay. Allow divine timing to play to your benefit and know that the universe is holding you, and there are certain things that you are learning. I'm specifically hearing marketing strategies and tools that are going to really help you. I'm also hearing something about negotiation. Whatever it is that you're doing today, it's like you don't necessarily put it under the umbrella of negotiation, but it's actually helping you become a very good negotiator. Like you might be able to pitch an idea very clearly. You might have to deal with different stakeholders. Whatever it is that you're doing, it's actually going to really help you in the future. So it's fine if not everything is as fast as you want it to be in your dream life. And I want you to know that the 5D where you can so clearly see how your purpose manifests in reality, that's like very real. Like all of that is real. You're literally just tapping into a different plane. I'm getting a lot of 5D energy down here. So we have King of Wands, Four of Pentacles. And what I like about this is here we have the Page of Wands, but then here it's the King. And so I'm seeing a progression, and I'm seeing that you are really going to be able to make this happen. Like your dreams are going to be coming to the forefront, and using the power of your courage and your bravery and your conviction in order to make this happen is going to be really important. So your spirit guides are also saying that at times you can feel a little bit directionless. And I have the feeling like this purpose of yours is something that comes from your creativity. So you're like openly channeling it. And so that makes you very adaptable. And they're also saying you will have to get a little bit more focused. And that's okay. I am completely guilty of that. I'm a manifesting generator. So I literally just like throw a bunch of ideas out there and I just run with it. And that's my style. But you know, your spirit guides are saying for you, try and get a little bit more honed in. Like, what is your next milestone? And then once you've identified that, you're good. And just kind of keep working in that cadence, just milestone to milestone, as opposed to getting kind of caught up in the big picture. So we have intention. I feel like I just covered that mainly. But really, I'm also hearing hold your intention really clear in your heart, because the connection between the mind and the heart is going to really stand you in good stead here. The clearer you are in your mind about your purpose and your mission, and then the clearer you are in your heart, it's going to really help add some momentum behind your manifestations. And I'm just hearing this is not going to be an issue for a lot of you, because I do see very supportive people around you. However, there might be like one or two people who don't really get it, like they don't quite understand what you're trying to do, and just know that's okay. Just, it's whatever, right? You're gonna let those people fall away. It doesn't matter. Easier said than done, of course, but it's more about what you pay attention to. So if they're your family members or something like that, it's like, okay, you know that they love you, but you just might not pay as close attention to some of the things that they're saying when it comes to your purpose. And then conviction. So I'm seeing this beautiful rainbow light around your energy field. So first of all, I want you to know the Fool, conviction, this is telling me you know exactly who you are. Like you are on the right path. You know exactly what you're meant to do. This is beautiful. It takes people so long to get here. So congrats for getting here. And just hold your conviction and do not lose it. That is going to be really, really important. If you want to meditate with a certain crystal, you can use red jasper that's coming through in this card. It's really going to help you just make sure that your convictions are clearer. And it's going to help you make sure that you can transfer what you're seeing in the 5D into the 3D. And visualization, manifestation, wealth creation, all of those three things are going to be really important for your journey. So I advise looking at all of them. All right, my loves, I hope that this helped you. If you liked it, please give me a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button, share it if you feel so inclined. And if you would like a personal reading or to book Reiki, coaching, tarot, anything like that, I'm going to put all of the links down below. I also have some downloadable content, which I've recently made available on my shop. So you can check that out at my website, and please make use of the resources. All right, thank you so much, and I will see you in the next video. Bye. All right, pile 3, welcome to your reading. So your first card is the 6 of Pentacles. So let's see what you're manifesting and also any advice for you to bring your manifestations in more quickly. Okay, we have Death. This is the Soul cards deck that I'm using here. We have the King of Pentacles. Temperance. The Empress. And the 4 of Wands. Okay. Beautiful. So I love this reading for you. First of all, when I'm tapping into your energy, I'm getting somebody who would be seen as very sociable in a way, but also like a very kind-hearted person. For some reason, I got instantly pulled to volunteering. I don't know if you're actively volunteering or if volunteering is something that has been an activity for you in the past. I feel like you just have that giving nature about you. Like you're that person who everyone goes to when they have a problem, and you always listen to people. You're very kind. You are also a really good connector. So you love like connecting people to each other. You can help people build a network, but it's like a network of genuine people. Like this isn't just like, oh, go and network and go and find a job. It's like really genuine, wholesome connections is what I'm hearing. And you're carrying the archetype of a teacher and a mentor. So you might actually teach, you might actually volunteer as well. I'm really seeing you working with different communities. Like you could work in the educational space, or you could be a type of person who maybe volunteer with people who kind of have had a rough life, actually, is something I'm hearing. So incarceration, or they've lived in poverty, or maybe they're immigrants and they're trying to understand how to get their footing in their new environment. I'm just hearing this is very much in your nature, and this is actually part of what you're meant to do in this life. You are meant to show this expansive, beautiful love to others because your love is extremely pure. When I'm tapping into it energetically, I'm seeing like a lot of white light, and white light is like an energy of magic and purity, and your spirit guides are even saying Jesus. So I'm not trying to boost your ego, but what they're saying here is like Jesus's love was so pure and it was so expansive, and you're actually carrying that same vibration in your aura. And they're actually immediately drawing me to this light here. And it's like you're shining a light on things that other people have struggled with. Like you actually are really capable of dealing with a lot of darkness in the sense that you are helping other people to transmute it. And so this could even show up as working with the impoverished, working in therapy, social work, anything like that. Like any of the above is going to be spot on right there with your life purpose. So I know this reading is about what you are manifesting, not necessarily about your purpose, but the two are so closely intertwined. So I just had to say that. So we have death here. Okay, so what I'm getting is that you are going through your spirit guides are saying an identity crisis. I think they're being a little bit intense with that, but I think what you're really wanting is to understand, how can I show up in the world in a way where my heart is visible to everyone? And I'm hearing something about your title, and I keep getting pulled to education. There are definitely some people out there who are like principals, teachers, something like that. It's kind of like your title on paper doesn't necessarily match how you're feeling energetically. And it's actually quite ironic because I'm hearing that you really like the work that you're doing and you really enjoy it. You love the mentoring, you love the teaching, but there's something about your title. It's like, oh, it's just not really fitting. So that's coming through. So I think what you're manifesting is more clarity around your title. And when you introduce yourself to people, it's like, my name is X and this is what I do. I think you just want to kind of firm that up. And I'm hearing that, okay, your spirit guides are saying that at times you might think that this relies on other people. For example, oh, I need to get it approved, or I need to ask my headmaster, I need this department to change it. But what I'm hearing is actually you have a lot more power in this than you think. Now, for those of you who are sitting there and you're thinking like, what is she talking about? I don't have any issues with my title. Like, what is she going on about? It's symbolic. It's symbolic, right? So your spirit guides are saying that, yes, for some people watching this, it's like extremely literal. Like your title on LinkedIn does not actually align with how you're feeling internally. For others of you, it is more about the archetype that you're carrying. Like, what is the first foot that you put forward into the world? And how people know you might be different than what your heart wants them to know. For example, your spirit guides are talking really fast, so they're giving me a lot of examples. An example might be something like, you are known for being a great marketing coordinator, but even though that's generating a lot of business or a lot of clients for you, in your heart of hearts, you really want to be doing strategy, or you really want to be doing financial analysis. You know, whatever it is, whatever you are known as or known for, it kind of requires like a little bit of a tweak, is what your guides are saying. And it's very confusing because there's one group of people watching this reading where it's like actually your title, like the one on LinkedIn. And then there's another group of people watching this reading where it's like what you're known for is not totally in alignment with your heart. So what you're manifesting is more clarity around that and also more guidance. I'm hearing that it would be really supportive for you to join like a coaching or mentorship group. It could also be like a therapy group, interestingly, because your spirit guides are saying a lot of this is about your identity. And so you're really wanting to get clear on your identity and wanting to put down the things from the past where you've thought, oh, I have to play that role or I have to be this person. You know, over the next like 2 years, I see you going through a major identity shift where there's going to be a lot more alignment in terms of what's in your heart and how that materializes in the outside world. And I'm seeing that your community, your family, your friends, all of that is going to fall into alignment as well. So even if today it's like kind of unclear on what you're really doing with your life or how that's showing up, I'm just seeing like you have a huge network of support around you and everyone really loves you. You have this amazing, bountiful energy of love and high vibrational stuff here. So really use that and capitalize upon it, because you're really going to be growing your identity in a very magnetizing way. And I see that some of you are actually becoming a little bit more public facing too, and this can manifest in different ways. Number 1, you could be doing public speaking. Number 2, teaching. Number 3, content creation. I'm just seeing like more visibility around you than you've had in the past, and I think that's going to stand you in really good stead. So it would be helpful for you to join this coaching or therapy group. That's my number 1 piece of advice. The second thing is, though, for some of you, not all of you, you might want to get like a business coach. And this would be if you have like your own business going on or you have desire to go in that direction. I'm seeing that there's somebody out there. I'm seeing a female specifically. She seems to be middle-aged with brown hair, who would be like very strategic and would help you hone in. And you might not need to work with her like all that much, but I'm just seeing like she kind of really gets you going, puts you on the right footing. So that's really going to help. I'm seeing mentors all around you though, and because you are so giving with your love and also with your time, I'm seeing that other people want to repay you. So in terms of your community, like you are set, you have a really good community, you have the right people in your life who are going to help you get to where you want to go. And your spirit guides are saying in many ways you've already realized your purpose, because the nature of what you're doing is perfect. It's spot on. I'm just seeing that it's more about your identity now. Like, how aligned are you with your identity? Are you 100% there? Are you 85% there? I feel like for some of you, there's just like a little bit more left to go until you fully realize that. And that's okay. I see major happiness for you. I'm also getting tons of family vibes. So some of you are already married, you have kids. Some of you are middle-aged. Others of you who have not yet gotten there, I see all of that for you as well. I see kids if you want them. I see you being like a beautiful maternal or paternal figure. So somebody who'd be so caring. I see all of that coming through. Not immediately if you're young, but you know, in your timeline, it's going to all fall into alignment in divine timing is something I'm hearing. Let me see if there's any other advice. I'm getting that if you're watching this in real time, so I'm filming this August 2022, the fall is going to be a really healthy time for you, not only for your gut, like quite literally, that's what your spirit guides are saying, but also just for like grounding and purpose. I see you taking a lot of outside walks, and I also see you like really embracing yourself. It's like embracing your purpose, embracing who you are and how you show up in the world and your identity. And that is going to be becoming a lot clearer to you. And it's almost like you know who you are internally, and now the rest of the world just needs to fall into alignment with it and understand it in the same way that you do. That's exactly what your spirit guides just said. So I want to encourage you to just keep doing what you're doing. I really don't see that you have to make major shifts in your life. I see that you're right on track, actually. You have the right community, you're highly supported, and you have a lot of harmony around your energy field. So I don't see any like arguments. I don't see any like friction in terms of the people around you, like maybe 1 or 2, but it would be so minimal, it wouldn't even matter energetically. And I just see you like continuing to get really clear on your identity and how that manifests externally. So I wish you a lot of love and light. If you like this reading and found it helpful, please give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, share it if you feel so inclined, and I will see you all in the next video. Thank you. Bye. All right, pile 4, welcome to your reading. So your first card is the Knight of Swords. All right, so I'm going to pull some more cards here and see what you are manifesting. Page of Swords. Page of Cups. Five of Pentacles. Don't worry, not all of this is what you're manifesting. I'm just getting some clarity here. The Hierophant, okay. And I'm just gonna pull a couple advice cards for you. Insight, okay. Shakti. Transition. Beautiful. All right, your spirit guides are talking like a million miles a minute, so I am just going to get started. So immediately the energy that came in was an energy of somebody who was like, I'm done with this. I don't want to do this anymore. I know what I need to do in my life. I know what my purpose is. I need it to be faster. We have the Knight of Swords here, and when we see the Knight, first of all, that tends to be someone who has like a lot of conviction and a lot of focus with what they want to do. And it was very interesting. Your spirit guides started showing all kinds of trading platforms and technology and the stock market, cryptocurrency, all different types of things in that area. So that might resonate for some of you. If it doesn't, don't worry. But I find that your energy is carrying like a very innovative, driven, purposeful archetype. And we also have the Page of Swords. And so a lot of knights, a lot of pages here, right? I'm seeing an energy of somebody who's like the young entrepreneur, but I get a lot of focus, and it's like so intense that at times other people can actually think it's like quite abrasive, is something I'm hearing. Like you can come across as being very fiery and very focused, and it's like my way or the highway. And I'm just being super honest with how I'm reading the energy. Of course, I'm going to give you some advice and tell you like how you can make your manifestations come into reality. So we have two swords here. And so I'm seeing you in your thinking mind a lot, and I'm seeing you planning, and I'm almost feeling like a very strong Capricorn or Virgo energy here. So you would be somebody who is a very hard worker. Like you know what you want to do. You have a very clear understanding of that. And it is frustrating you that you are forced to do things that are not aligning with that. That's what I'm hearing. So I'm getting a lot of you are like working some job and you just like hate it. Like you're just like, I am done with this. This is not serving me. This is not enjoyable. The people I'm working with are not even like intellectually that stimulating. So I'm just getting that for a lot of you. Like that is dragging down your energy field. And I see like unfortunately it manifests as what looks like a darkening around the energy field, where it's like, oh, it's just not serving you. Like it feels like walking through mud. So what you're manifesting and wanting to manifest is freedom from that whole situation. Like your spirit guides are showing me a bird in a cage, and it's like the cage door is kind of like open or becoming a little bit more open, but there's still some work to be done. I want you to know that you're not actually that far off from leaving that situation, whatever that is. It just feels like very repressive and constricting on your energy fields. And I want you to know that you're making strides actually towards escaping from that. One of the things that a lot of you are concerned about, I'm hearing, is poverty. So you feel like I can't just jump into what I want to do because I'm going to be poor or I'm going to lose all of my money. And your spirit guides are saying like, it's not actually quite like that. Like it's not quite that intense, but they're also protecting you and they're making sure that things don't move too fast. Because if you were left to your own accord without divine will and without energy and timing, I'm seeing that you would just completely quit. However, like whatever channel you're using to make money right now, I'm seeing you would just completely quit it and you would just go off and run away and do your own thing. And I do see that you would be successful doing your own thing. You have the energy of a very strong entrepreneur and business leader. But I'm just seeing this period of like slowness and friction and walking through mud is actually forcing you to plan better. And things are coming in at exactly the right time, but for you, it is going to feel slow. When we have the Page of Cups and the Hierophant, I'm seeing that this is like a building process. It requires careful building. It requires steady building. I'm also seeing a lot of you have invested your time and your energy into something where like the external situation is unstable. And I think what your spirit guides were showing me cryptocurrency and like the stock market for is because it's a symbol. Like, for example, you would invest your energy in something and you might master that thing, and yet you can't control the market. You know, like the economy can go down and that's like completely out of your control. All you can control is like what's right in front of you, your skills, your talents. I'm seeing that you're a mastermind. Like your spirit guides are describing you as like a young Einstein. So you have huge intellectual capabilities and power, and that is going to stand you in really good stead. Now, there's some serious advice here though, which I really want you to tune into. Number one, your spirit guides are saying that they're being very intense with how they're sharing the messages. So if you feel like I'm describing you in like a really intense way and you're not actually that intense, like please forgive me. That's honestly just how they're communicating this today. But they want you to tune more into your energy body. They want you to use the power of spirituality to actually unlock major insights. And I'm seeing that what would be really supportive for this group is to do more deep spiritual work, such as breathwork sessions. Breathwork is coming up huge for this group because it's gonna like force your body to go into a different state, and you're gonna be moving, I believe it's like beta to theta wavelength in terms of the brain, and you're gonna get like major crazy downloads and insights when you do that, and that's really gonna help you. And you are gonna understand why everything is actually in alignment, because right now you have a lot of frustration and sadness about the situation, but you're going to understand, oh, that's what this is teaching me. This is what I'm needing to unlock at this time. So I'm seeing breath work. I also even hear like ecstatic dance and yin yoga for some of you. So the Shakti energy is very real. Your sacral chakra is the energy of creation and focus, and really like your manifesting power. And I'm seeing that right now, whatever situation you're in, it's like dampening that chakra. And so it would be really good for you to awaken that chakra. So first of all, eat more orange food. That's really going to help just to start. But secondly, like you have to get out more. You have to get out, grounding, earthing, all of the above, walking, swimming, any of that. It doesn't have to be like long in duration. It's more about the fact that you actually get out and like touch the earth. That's really going to help you build up to this. But I'm seeing that you're going to have like a Kundalini rising energy if you do this, and it will be a good thing. And that can also manifest in ecstatic dance, in release, again, breath work, any kind of like a guttural sounds as well. Just like releasing that is really going to help. And the breath work will help with that. So just start there. We have transition. Okay, so your spirit guides are saying, you are so smart. There is no way that you're not going to make this work. Like you are going to make your dreams work. They're all going to come into reality. You do not need to worry about that. You don't even need to question it. They're saying that sometimes you do question it, and sometimes you're like, I don't understand. Like I literally feel like I'm living in a video game where I'm so strong on my purpose, and then yet I keep getting these like barriers or blockages. Your spirit guides are saying like, don't think that way. They really want you to just clear that type of thinking, because this transition is happening for you and it already has started, and you just need to see how clearly it has started, if that makes sense. So really like look at your life and look at where you were 2 years ago and be like, wow, just moving from like A to B in that 2-year period has been insane for me. Like you've made more money, you've become more successful, you have become more aligned with your purpose and what you're meant to do. People respect you more. People see a lot of credibility in you. I see that you've made like major shifts. So be willing to own that and be grateful for it, and just know that you are on the right path. So number one piece of advice, you really have to go into that deep spiritual work. Inner child healing is also going to be really helpful for this group. You might think that has nothing to do with business, money, manifestation. Actually, it has everything to do with it. So you need to go to the root in order to heal this. And then secondly, I'm just seeing like patience is important. And thirdly, taking care of your body. So please like get out into nature, make sure that you're eating healthy, taking care of your system, not running yourself into the ground. You have a tendency to be very strong in the thinking side of yourself. So make sure that you ground and you get into your body. It's really, really, really going to help. All right, my loves, I hope that this helped you. If you liked it, please give me a big thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, share it if you feel so inclined, and I will see you very soon in the next video. Bye!